Drell turned into a super ugly piece of meat. The kingdom was saved. But the future's still shaky, cause Toa woke up, and Clevatess becomes a magic teacher. So much went down in this final episode of Clevatess. So stick with me, dude, and let's get into the video. Belit's army keeps on invading, and the war between them and Eslin and Hayden doesn't stop. Klein says if this world emerged from pure chaos, he must have been born from it. These words might as well have come from Clevatess himself. Transformed Drell launches his magic strike, but Rhodey blocks it with his treasure. Klein wonders what's the point of all this? Why carry a humanoid's child? So he decides to abandon Luna right there at the forge, and gives up on destroying the humanoids, and has no interest in Toha's book. What he wanted was for something to change. Lewin cries desperately, and Alicia heard Klein's whole speech and tells him to stop this nonsense. How can he just quit everything now? But Klein doesn't care about the future of humans, and will let Drell and Vorden do whatever they want. Alicia doesn't give a crap about that, and says Luna is right there. He's proof the world isn't just gray. Alicia doesn't care if the legend is true or not. It doesn't matter if they're being fooled by ancient legends. Those who are gone have no right to call humans an inferior race. So, Alicia yells for Klein to look into Luna's eyes and say what color they are. The baby tries to get up, but falls. Yet he tries again and manages to stand. A little warrior who got up even while crying. Guys, I can't handle seeing Luna cry. He's so darn cute. Man, I almost cried watching the episode and making this video. Alicia says it was because of those eyes that Klein wanted so badly to see him grow up. Drell says there's no way Alicia can defeat him without a treasure, but she just wants Klein's answer. He picks up Luna and says his eyes are light purple. Drell wants to finish off Alicia, but Nelu saves her by throwing a piece of wall at him. Alicia doesn't care about being called a copycat hero, cause she knows she's the real deal and uses her magic blood to regenerate, which impresses Drell with her variant of the ascending dragon. Alicia attacks Drell, and a water tower rises to the sky, turning into rain. The skeleton dragon's head gets cut off. Princess Tala thinks Alicia won, but Rhodey says Drell blocked the attack with his treasure. He blocked the strike twice. Drell humiliates Alicia, saying that's the limit for a fake hero. The girl falls from the sky, bleeding heavily, saying it's Drell who achieved nothing, cause he couldn't be a hero, and made excuses blaming fake legends. This obviously pisses Drell off. Wanting to finish Alicia for good, she reveals her target was always the sword, which quickly shatters. Every time their swords clashed, she heard a weird noise, like a muffled scream. That said, the king's hammer Tala used earlier affected Drell's treasure. Alicia just gave the final little push and hit the sword with all her strength. Nelu saves her from splatting on the ground, and now Alicia wants to see if Drell's body is really made entirely of magic blood, cause the real owner is somewhere else. And seeing Drell can't fight anymore, will abandon him. Said and done, Drell's body starts twisting and turning into a pile of meat. Alicia knows well that if a magical beast king doesn't see you as useful, he tosses you out in an instant. Drell writhes in pain and begs the blood not to leave now, cause he hasn't conquered anything yet. He remembers the last fight alongside Margot and didn't want it to end like this. But it is what it is, right? Drell gets torn apart, and even his skull turns to crumbs in the air. Rhodey figures out Drell had 9 magic crystals in his body. The kind Belit's mages use. That's just too much power for a human to handle. The fight with Drell might be over, but if Vorden shows up now, we're screwed. Klein shows up with Luna and says Vorden won't do anything for now. Everyone's happy to see Luna is okay, and his mom Tala cries when she sees him. Luna recognizes his mom and calls her mama. Tala runs to hug her son, but Klein tells her to wait and says the king's return must be done on his own 2 feet. Luna stands up and starts walking to his mama. He might stumble on the way, but the king will always move forward. What a beautiful moment of a mother reuniting with her lost son. I'm gonna cry from all the cuteness. My lord, Alicia tells Klein to stop smirking, cause all this started with Clevatess destroying the castle and taking Luna. Alicia collapses on the ground exhausted, and Nelu says they have to treat her wounds. Rhodey comes over to help with that, but Alicia tells them not to worry about her. It's better to tell everyone Drell was defeated and the war is over. Rhodey agrees and will take Drell's broken treasure as proof and announce the end of the war. Klein took Toa's book. It'll stay with him until the truth is known. Vorden, in his red lizard form, says Clevatess will regret what happened, cause Toa's awakening is near. Klein doesn't care and says Vorden is his enemy, eliminating the lizard. For now, the battle ends, and Clevatess is curious to find out more about the humanoid world. Rhodey runs, shouting for everyone to hear that General Drell was killed by the hero Alicia. His army starts to retreat. The message spreads and the attack is cancelled. The soldiers put away their swords and the enemy retreats desperately. Nye Chiffonlitz is collapsed on the straw without any strength. Meanwhile, Gart, who is watching from afar, flies away. The Eslin army approaches Hayden, and some arrived with a cleric near the blood sphere holding Clevatess's fake body. The cleric tells everyone not to approach. If this thing wanted to get out, it would have already, and forbids anyone from even looking at the creature. In Hayden, sunset has arrived. Alicia had her fatal wounds healed, but will need to recover like a normal human, so no one suspects anything. Klein hears Drell's story and doesn't know if it's all true, that a long-lost race were the only ones who could become true heroes. What he does know is that Toa's book exists and has manipulated the kings of Hayden for generations. The truth of everything must be in the original legend of the heroes. He found a key, along with Toa's book. Although it fit the lock, it didn't open it. It probably gives access to another mystical book. The book can't be forced open. There are possibly 3 or more volumes of Toha's book. Fabio knocks on the door and enters, saying the widowed queen has summoned them to the royal palace. At night, Tala says a large part of the castle was lost, but the throne remained intact, and the most important thing is that the king is alive and strong. She thanks the 3 from the bottom of her heart for saving her son. A nervous Nelu apologizes to the queen, feeling unworthy of having nursed a future monarch since she comes from a poor origin, born to bandit slaves. Tala isn't the type of noble who looks down on others because of their status. She tells Nelu her biggest worry was that her son would be hungry and cry because of it, but thanks her from the heart and will always be in Nelu's debt for nursing and caring for her little one. Nelu cries. Honored by such words, the queen tells the 3 they can have one wish, be it land or a title. She will give anything. Klein has something to ask for. He wants to be King Luna's magic teacher. It cuts to an unknown future where Klein and Alicia are dressed differently and she's in the form of a Hayden. The 2 walk towards the castle. My dude, this ending was crazy. Alicia changed form and the Southern Magical Beast King is gonna be the Hayden King's magic teacher. Things got wild here. Clevatess was a welcome surprise this year. A good dark fantasy with interesting lore to explore. Comment below what you thought of the final episode and don't forget to like and subscribe to show your support. Hit the bell so you don't miss anything and enjoy more anime on your screen. Thanks for the constant support, and peace out.